because your hair can actually do without the leave-in conditioner. I mean, that is the point that we are trying to put out there. That, hey there, welcome to the channel. This is Eunice, and this is my channel, kinkyfrolisa. You are welcome. If this is the first time that you tune in, and welcome to the channel. This is a natural hair channel where I share tips on natural hair, product reviews, DIYs, anything related to natural hair. And so if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, before we even head on to today's video, just pause and hit on the subscribe button down below, and also on the notification button. That is very important so that you're notified whenever I upload a video. So today, I am asking if leave-in conditioners are really necessary. Because, you know, guys, after I went through this 30-day hair detox thing, and I learned through the detox that I'm supposed to be washing my hair, conditioning my hair, and styling my hair. I just sat down and asked myself, wash, condition, and style. There's no leave-in conditioning process in this that has been put out there by Black Girls. So today, we are going to be delving into whether or not leave-in conditioners are really necessary to be used on the hair. And so when I was reading the Wash Your Damn Hair ebook, I got to know that leave-in conditioners are actually stylers and not moisturizers as we used to think. So, like, is this the first time you're hearing this? Well, if it is, then yeah, it is what it is. That is what the stylists in Black Girls are saying, that leave-in conditioners are not the moisturizers that we feel like they are what's supposed to moisturize the hair. Actually, leave-in conditioners are stylers with no hold. So we have a lot of stylers. A gel is a styler, a cream styler has minimal hold, and then now here is leave-in conditioner, no hold. So if leave-in conditioners are stylers with no hold, then are they really necessary to be used on our hair? Well, you know, if you are following the wash and go 30-day hair detox style, then leave-in conditioners might not really be necessary, because if you're going to do a proper wash and go, you first wash your hair, condition your hair, and then start with a base styler, top it up with your topper gel, and then set it, and then you are good to go. So actually, you don't need a leave-in conditioner there, because I've tried the process where I just wash my hair, I will condition my hair. After I've done that, I will go ahead to add or apply the gel, which is a botanical gel and a base gel, to my hair. Just put a leave-in conditioner aside. So after that, I add the topper gel, I set it with my hooded dryer, and then I'm good to go. So in this case, I mean, there's no leave-in conditioner here. Now there's another instance where probably you want to wash your hair and style it, not in a wash and go, but maybe in another styler, using a cream styler or a mousse. If you're also going to be using a mousse, usually after you've washed your hair and you've conditioned your hair, you go ahead to, if you want to do it on dry hair, you blow dry your hair. If you want to do it on wet hair, you just apply your mousse, and then you are good to go. So basically, leave-in conditioners are not really essential as we used to think they were. Because if a leave-in conditioner is a styler, just think about it. There are a lot of stylers that have hold. Why would you use a leave-in conditioner that does not have hold? So even though leave-in conditioners are not necessarily important when you're going to be doing a wash and go, sometimes they can be helpful in achieving other styles. And so here's what a stylist have to say about the use of leave-in conditioners. I just want you to hear her perspective and then pick what you have to pick.
I am not opposed to leave-in conditioners. I'm not. I definitely think that's, and this is just me personally, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of stylists that disagree. I think depending on where you are with your hair and the condition that it's in, a leave-in conditioner can definitely help. I would say a lot of people don't like the shampoo condition gel method, because if your hair is in a more dehydrated state, or if it's in a more like damaged state, because there's different levels of damage, just using a gel for the first few weeks or the first couple of times, it'll end up frizzy. You won't get the same finish as you would if you use a leave-in conditioner or oil. And in my experience, that's just because your hair isn't quite as used to just existing in its natural form because of high manipulation styles or using a lot of oil or just being excessively dry. I will say there's definitely a process to get to the point where your hair looks perfect by your standards by just shampooing, conditioning, and using one or two stylers. It definitely takes a process. So I would say at first, if you want to use a leave-in conditioner, you can do that. Some of my clients I do use a leave-in with as well, just because it helps their hair. But eventually we get to a point where I transition them out of using a leave-in and we only use a gel because they've been consistent with the products that I recommend for them and they're consistent with keeping up with their hair care. I would just say overall, it just, maybe you're not there yet in your hair care, but it is a journey because I think getting your hair to a dehydrated state, it took you some time to get there. It may have taken you your whole life to get there, which means it's going to take you some time to get to a place where your hair is healthy enough to do the ideal styling of just washing, conditioning, and using one product. It definitely takes some time and a lot of patience.
So the stylist is saying that if you want to stop using leave-in conditioners on your hair, it's a process. You don't just stop, because some people, when they stop using the leave-in conditioner, the hair was kind of like used to the leave-in conditioner, so stopping it will make the hair feel some way, but it will take some time before you can eventually stop using the leave-in conditioner on your hair. So personally, when I was transitioning when I was doing the 30-day hair detox, where I had to do the wash, condition, and style, at a point for me, I realized that my hair kind of felt weird. I don't know if I should say dry. It wasn't dry, but I mean, I personally can associate that with the transitioning state where I stopped using the leave-in conditioner. So it was more like a process for me. And so I believe that not using leave-in conditioners are not really necessary, but if you want to stop using leave-in conditioners and go by just using the wash, style, and condition, it's going to take you some time. It's going to be a process. So what you're going to do is just to do it gradually. So there are times that when I was transitioning, there were times that I used to use the leave-in conditioner, but that one, what I used to do was to use a liquid leave-in conditioner, not a creamy one, of course. I used to use a liquid leave-in conditioner, or more like a spritz. Those are what I used to use before I transitioned. And currently, I don't use leave-in conditioners at all. My hair does not even feel the need to use leave-in conditioners. And so I feel like what the stylist said was right. It is a gradual process up to a point where you don't necessarily need the leave-in conditioner, because your hair can actually do without the leave-in conditioner. I mean, that is the point that we are trying to put out there, that your hair can do without the leave-in conditioner, because the moisturizing stage takes place at the conditioning stage where you condition your hair. So that is where the moisturizing takes place. So leave-in conditioners are not really like moisturizing your hair. So I feel like, if we can do without the leave-in conditioner. And personally, I'm not doing leave-in conditioners anymore. And even if I would do leave-in conditioners, I'm using it as a styler and not as a moisturizer, as we used to think it was. So my general thought is that based on the state of the hair and also the style that you want to achieve, you might or might not need a leave-in conditioner. But if you want to stop using a leave-in conditioner in your hair, it takes time. It is a gradual process. And so sometimes the leave-in conditioners might not be necessary, and other times, if your hair is kind of like dehydrated, it could help, like the stylist said. So my question here to you is whether you can really stop using leave-in conditioners on your hair, or you feel like you can't stop. I mean, I just want to know your thought about the use of leave-in conditioners, and whether you feel like they are still necessary in your regimen, or you're just like me, whether you can do without them. Thank you so much for watching this video. If it was helpful, just give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel and the full video on the excerpt, I will link it down below because it was a useful video for me, and the stylist really did explain a lot of things in that video, so you can check it out if you're interested. Thank you so much, and I'll see you sometime next week. Until then, as always, do stay blessed.